The leaves have all fallen off the trees. There's still a few hanging on. Time to clean the fireplace. There we go. It's so beautiful. And after 2 or 3 fires, it's going to be black again. But at least we get to see our pretty fire now. Hello, Liana here. It's been a little while since I've done a video, so I thought I would check in with everyone. How are you? I've had a busy few weeks. I've been, as you know from my last video, I've been working on getting my Norwegian driver's license, or lappen as they call it. And I took my theory test and passed. Whee! I missed 4, but you can miss 7, so alright, I passed. Yay, got that out of the way. Last week I had a couple of driving lessons from my driving school, and it was kind of stressful through the school with the instructor that I had. She didn't speak English, and so I had to kind of brush up my Norwegian skills, and it was just really a bit anxiety producing because I was trying to understand what she was saying all while practicing driving. And so by the end of it all, I guess I hadn't done so well, and she told me that I wouldn't pass the driving test. And I tried to take the advice that she gave me, and I went home and I cried. I was so upset. My driving test was only going to be 2 days later, and I was just really bummed out because if I don't pass that test, then I would have to take all the classes over again, she said, which I think is crazy and ridiculous. But thankfully, my driving sensor for the actual driving test spoke English, and I passed. I passed so easily. I wasn't stressed at all. I don't know what it was that day. It was just a good day, and I'm so grateful. So finally, I got my license. Woo! I can drive in Norway. I am finally a legal driver in Norway. And it was just it took me this whole year to do everything I needed to do just to get the license. It did take longer due to, you know, the current state of the world and everything, because the school was shut down in the beginning of the year. So it probably wouldn't have taken as long had not all of that occurred, but it did. And boy, was it expensive. Oh my gosh. If you are gonna get your driver's license in Norway, be prepared to spend money if you have to take the classes. So anyway, I thought I would just give you a little extra information if I didn't let you know in the last video. If you moved to Norway and you've got your, I believe if you've got your visa already, residence, work, whatever it is, within the first 3 months you should take your, and this is based off of an American driver's license, but I'm pretty sure as long as your license is on the approved list of countries, it's the same for you. Anyway, first 3 months that you're here, please go turn in your license to Statens Vegvesen, or the local traffic station in the community you live in, because if you don't do this, then you will have to take the extra classes, unfortunately. I only had to take a couple of them. Had I waited longer than a year, I would have had to take everything. So please, first 3 months, just do it, get it done. Save yourself money and anguish. I'm pretty sure if you turn in your license in the first 3 months, you only have to take the driving test, I think. It's different for everybody, it seems. For me, I waited almost a year. I turned in my license, which they keep, by the way. They don't give it back to you because you're trying to switch it into a Norwegian one. You have to put in the application on the website first, is what I did, I believe. I think there was a fee associated with that. It's been so long, I don't remember. And then you show up at the traffic station, and then you turn in your license, and then they tell you that you'll hear back from them within a couple of weeks, and they'll tell you whether or not you have to take classes. I waited a little bit too long, so had to do the classes, but I only had to take mørket, which is dark driving. I had to take glatt, which is slippery driving. Had to do the Teoriprøven, which is the theory test. And of course I had to do the practical. And I did it through a driving school in my local communa. So they also required that I took 2 double driving lessons, which were 1,400 kroners each. I think I paid 700 kroners for a picture and the Teoriprøven. I'll try, you know what I'll do is I'll just include in the description a little price list that the school gave me, and that could give you an idea of what you might have to pay, but just be prepared. It's a lot. It's a lot, but it's so worth it in the end, because you know, you don't really realize how much your independence kind of is dependent on your ability to drive, you know. I mean, of course, the public transportation here in Norway is phenomenal. It's, well, compared to where I'm from. We don't have any public transportation where I'm from. I mean, we have buses, but here they have a really nice train, and as long as you live in a place that is not too rural, it's, you know, close to town, you can take the train anywhere just about, and buses are everywhere. So they've got their public transport down, and that's really helped me. I mean, I've been able to have a job and everything, but it's really hindered my ability to, like, for example, we kind of live a little bit far away from where all the shops are and stuff. So I would have to walk about 45 minutes, and I don't want to, you know, pay for a bus every time I want to go to the grocery store or the mall or something. So having my license is really going to help with just the little things that every day that you take for granted. So it was a humbling experience. It was an annoying experience, if I'm honest, but it was really good for me. It was good for me to take the classes. So at the end of the day, I'm happy that I was forced to do them, even though it was financially tough and a bit of a nuisance. It was actually very helpful because I learned a lot about the road rules here in Norway, and they are a little different from where I'm from in the States. We don't have that yield to the right when you're on a main road rule. So that is actually the most unnatural thing to me, even still. I've got it down. I'm very careful when I drive and everything, but it still just feels so freaky every time. Especially when I'm the one who has the right of way, I can come out. I have to remember, oh, get up and go, they're waiting on you. So yeah, that's the one and major difference, I think, aside from roundabouts, although some parts of the United States have roundabouts, and so for them, they're lucky, they're used to them, but not me. I'm used to four-way stop signs, stoplights, yield signs, signs for everything, signs that have words that just tell you what to do. Here, the signs are symbols, mostly. There's a few words on some of them, but you have to memorize a lot more of like picture signs here, and little rules like the colors of signs and things and such. Anyway, it's over. It's over, and I'm happy, and I'm celebrating my norsk førerkort. I think I pretty much covered everything. If you're working on your Norwegian driver's license and you're nervous about it, just practice. I use the website, I think it's called, it's called Teoriprøven or something like that. I'll look it up and I'll link it in the description, to study for the theory test. It's worth it. It's worth having to pay, I think it was 400 kroners for 30 days or something. It's a study guide. You read through all the chapters, and then it has an actual practice test. And in the beginning, I didn't pass the practice test. I think I was getting like a 60 or something, or a 67. And I just kept taking that test over and over, twice a day at least, every day. And even when it came down to like the day before, 2 days before, I took that test all day long. And by the end of the day, I was making 90 on the test. So it really helped me prepare to pass the theory test. What else? If you're gonna just take the driving test and you're a little nervous, just do some practice driving. So if you're gonna practice drive, I would suggest taking a family member or friends if you need to borrow a car. I did automatic driving because I don't like driving manual, so my license is limited to automatic, but if you're able to drive manual, that's much better, of course. So anyway, just borrow a car if you can, hopefully. Otherwise, there is the possibility of renting a car. The school, if you rent from the school, it's so expensive. I had to rent the car from the school, and it was 3,000 kroners. I mean, it's so expensive, but I had to. I mean, you just have to. But anyway, I didn't rent it for practice driving. I did pay for practice driving lessons, the double lessons, but that's like a 90-minute lesson, and I only did that twice. So anyway, the day before I took my practical, I borrowed my mother-in-law's car. They were very kind to let me do that, and my husband rode with me, and I just drove all of the places that I knew my test was going to be in, and I just practiced like that, and that really helped a lot, so much. If I hadn't done that, I might not have passed. So I highly recommend practice. Practice makes perfect. So anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you and your families are well. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I will leave all of the links to the different places for information on driver's license. If you have any questions that maybe I left out on something, please just ask me in the comments. I love it. I love when you guys comment. It makes my day. I love answering, and I usually answer pretty quickly. And if you enjoy watching my videos, please leave a like and a subscribe for me. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.